lot of guys on this football team saying that they didn't want the fans to give up on them. But when you look at the way they played for almost 3.5 quarters, they gave up on themselves. They came out there with no enthusiasm. They did not seem like they wanted to go out there and play. And I look at that, that's a sign that people are giving up. The message is not being received by the players. Those players did not play like they just had any type of playoff implications. When you play like that, you can't expect fans to follow you. So I think the rest of the week, for the next 3 games, say nothing about fans. Talk about how you're going to get prepared. Go out there and play, and then everybody else will take care of the business.
I had to play Madden. I told the coaches that just to learn my teammates, because come in on a short week, you learn there's so many moving parts. But for me, I played Madden, so I was able to get on the Madden and learn my teammates.
Been cut so much, been picked up a week of games, got picked up one time the day of a game. So I really just kind of, the poise was there within myself, because I just had to just remember what I did before. At the end of the day, everybody probably was expecting me to go out and not do anything, so I really had nothing to lose. At the end of the day, just go out there and go be free. No question. I just felt like I know what I can do in this field, but it's not about talking about it, I actually want to do it. So just having the opportunity to go do it was one more thing that I was excited about. And it's just a simple thing I always tell myself. The game is going to get played. You're either going to be out here and show up or you're not. And it's just a simple thing.
Hey, yo, what is up, everybody? It's B. Milton. Welcome back to the channel. I'm your host here on the Redskins Review. And you guys, first things first, got to give some shout-outs to other Redskins channels out there that I watch in my spare time and that I enjoy. I think you guys should go check them out. First one's up is Ed Oliver. I'll put his link in the description of this video. He makes videos, reactions to Redskins games and stuff like that. And his reaction this week to the Giants loss is spot on, man. If you're a Redskins fan, check that video out. He pretty much echoes everything, Redskins fans feel down to a T. It's a great video, so go check him out. And then also Street Scores, if you're not following him as well, I'll put his link down below. He does a lot of injury reports. He does a lot of stuff about the Redskins' future and all that stuff. Go check him out as well. These are guys that I watch in my spare time, and I think they make good content. And then also, the Louis T Network is the place to be. And his video that he made during the game, halfway through the Giants game, Redskins fans are pretty emotional right now, man. And not in a good way. Not in a good way. And that's why Redskins fans aren't going to games. But if you watch all these videos I'm telling you about, Louis T's video, Ed Oliver's video, Street Scores, and more guys out there, man, you really get a pulse of the Redskins fan base, and you can really see that, people aren't happy, man. People aren't happy. That's why Redskins fans are not going to games, because the product that we're getting out on the field resembles who we have in charge of this football team, Bruce Allen. I still, if Jay Gruden was to come back next year, I wouldn't be too upset. I wouldn't be pissed off. But if Jay Gruden's gone, I'm completely fine with it. Especially after this football game. It just blows my mind that after halftime we come out and Mark Sanchez is still the quarterback. The man already has 2 interceptions. We're down like 40-0. How do you let Mark Sanchez come back into the football game after halftime? Now, obviously, he didn't, much longer after that. It didn't take much longer after that for him to get taken out. But I just don't understand how. I don't care how long Josh Johnson's been here. When you see Mark Sanchez throw the dumbest pick six I've probably ever seen, and let's get the record straight. The ball was tipped. But guess what? If that ball wasn't tipped, it doesn't matter. That was a dumbass throw. It was going to be intercepted and run back for a touchdown no matter what, whether it was tipped or not. He threw into basically double coverage. There's a safety standing right there, whoever it was, just waiting for that football. And that's what I'm saying. How Mark Sanchez has a job right now. I don't think Mark Sanchez gets a job after this. Like, that was kind of you would think that that's the final straw in the the final nail in the coffin for Mark Sanchez's entire career ever. But I don't know. We've seen him come back from a bunch of dumb shit, but that was hard to watch. 40-0. We were at the biggest deficit we've ever had at halftime at home, and you come out after halftime with Mark Sanchez still as your quarterback, that, like I said, no matter how much I want to defend Jay Gruden, I think I wouldn't be too pissed off if he leaves, and I wouldn't be too pissed off if he stays, because Redskins fans, you need to understand that you have to have a good memory, man. Before Jay Gruden, we were up, down, a lot of down, up, down, down, a lot of downs, all right? At least with Jay Gruden, even though he's had a ton of injuries and stuff and have to work under someone so bad as Bruce Allen and the people who are running this football team, he's made us somewhat respectable. He's made us a middle-of-the-pack football team. We've made the playoffs once, and yeah, it's only one time out of like the 4 or 5 years. I think he's got one more year on his contract. I wouldn't be too pissed off if we kept him for one more year. But Bruce Allen's got to go. But also, Bruce Allen, he hired all these guys, so it kind of makes sense that if he goes, all the guys that he brought in go. So, but I'm just saying, I'm cautious about the coaching job. It's painfully obvious that Bruce Allen has done nothing but hurt this football team. I'm sitting here watching the Redskins game, and you guys already saw what I posted in the community tab thing here on Facebook, the little message I wrote. I'm sitting here watching us get our ass kicked, 40-0. Then I see a game break update, and what do I see? Bashad fucking Breeland getting a pick 6. And then later in the day, I'm sitting here watching the Redskins-Chiefs game, and who breaks up the last pass of the game to win the football game for the Chiefs? Kendall Fuller. Kendall Fuller apparently is still playing pretty decent. I know that the Chiefs' defense isn't all that great but that's sometimes what happens when you have such a high-powered offense. It kind of hurts your defense at times. I don't know. It's just dynamics that you kind of learn over the years. I think the Chiefs' defense have been better in the past, but I think just their dynamic of having such a powerful offense also sometimes diminishes their defense somehow. I can't put my finger on it, but sometimes that's what happens with teams like the Saints, who have just that offense just continues to move, and then their defense is, not that great. But yet again, another Redskins player that we, traded away to get an older quarterback who's lost his job before due to injury. I just don't see any way possible that Bruce Allen comes back and has any say in what happens in this football team. It's undeniable that he has put us behind, and we cannot come back from that. But I commend Jay Gruden for his effort. I think we all want to like Jay Gruden. There's shit that he does, like I said. Who is our best player at this point? Tell me who is our best player on this football team at this very moment. It's fucking Adrian Peterson. How do we come out in this football game versus the Giants? They don't have the best defense. Landon Collins isn't playing, and you're gonna tell me you're not coming out and running on first and second down seriously? If I had Adrian Peterson on my fucking football team and Mark Sanchez as my quarterback, even if we have a bad offensive line, I don't give a shit. We just saw Adrian Peterson break a 90-yard run. I would sit here and run this dude into the ground until he gets me another 90-yard run and puts points on the board, rather than put the ball in Mark Sanchez's hands. And guess what? We're coming up and we're going to play the Jaguars. Did you watch the game? Did you see Derrick Henry, what he's done to the Jaguars? Watch Jay Gruden come out here and not run the ball on first and fucking second down and even third fucking down every fucking play coming out versus the Jaguars. You watch him not run the football. That'll be the last straw for me. That'll be the last straw. Clearly, these guys who are already a bad football team, apparently they can't stop the run. Just a week ago, they can't stop the run. You watch Jay Gruden come out here and not run the fucking football with Adrian Peterson on first, second, I don't give a shit, third down. Run them all 3 downs. I don't give a shit. Adrian Peterson has 800-some yards. He's going to have a 1,000-yard season probably. How did we get to the record that we had? We ran the fucking football. If you're one of these people who are sitting here and going, oh, we were 5-2 or 6-3 or whatever with Alex Smith here, and then we lost all 4 games or whatever without Alex Smith. If you really think that Alex Smith did something for this football team that made us 5-2 and 6-3, if you think he was the reason, then I don't know. You were watching games with your eyes closed, because Alex Smith was the weakest link on our entire football team. What we did with Alex Smith was we ran the football, chewed the clock, kept our defense off the field, and then when our defense came on the field, they stopped the frickin' run, and bam, we were 6-3, 5-2. Now we don't run the football. I guess because Jay Gruden thinks our offensive line is too hurt. I don't know. They are too hurt. Morgan Moses and Trent Williams have played like shit. So, I mean, I don't know what else to do, but I think giving the football to our best player on the entire team makes sense. Give Adrian Peterson the ball. I don't care if he has 38 carries and half of those carries he gets 1 yard. I don't give a shit. The other half, maybe he breaks a fucking 90-yard run. All right? So that's my mentality. And if that does not show into this next game with the Jaguars, if we do not pound the ball running, and I don't give a shit if we have designed runs with Josh Johnson, who was the only bright spot of this football game, and I'm not going to fall into the, how when Alex Smith went down, Colt McCoy came in and it gave our team a spark, and we're like, oh, maybe Colt McCoy is going to do shit. And then when Colt McCoy went down, Mark Sanchez came in and moved down the field at halftime and got us a field goal, and we're thinking, oh, maybe Mark Sanchez can do something, and we were like, maybe he gave our team a spark. I'm not falling for that shit again. All right? Josh Johnson comes in like the third and fourth quarter. He looks pretty good. I think Josh Johnson was he was playing in some other league, so he was active apparently. He's been playing football. It's not like he's been, not playing for, however long. He just hasn't been playing in the NFL. So regardless, the man looked like he made some throws, like the touchdown pass to Vernon Davis in the end zone. He has some touch on the football, and he started off the game by hurting the Giants with his legs, and then you could see that really opened up a lot of the field for him passing the football. Now, we all know what happens when your quarterback runs. I'm not for it anymore. We've learned this lesson. But as of right now, I think Josh Johnson might be a candidate for a starting quarterback for next year, depending on how these next few games go. If he can show me more of what he's done in this Giants game in the next few games, what are our better options moving forward next year? And then you have to sit here and you have to ask yourself, why are we in this position? Why? Bruce Allen, whoever is running this football team, that's why we are in this position. We have no fucking quarterback. Who wins in this league without a quarterback? Who? Very few people. Very few teams will win without a decent quarterback. And I'm gonna go back to my old go-to. The dumbest thing the Redskins have ever done in their entire existence is drafting a starting quarterback and getting nothing for him and letting him walk. And I get people all the time, why do you keep talking about Kirk Cousins? Just let it go. He's gone. Just let it go and this or that. Those are the same fucking people who were sitting here clamoring to get rid of him, and then you won't. Not one time on my videos or on the internet anywhere have I seen anyone who was one of those people who was like, oh, Kirk Cousins is garbage, get him out of here. I have not seen one fucking person come on my video or anywhere on the internet and say, maybe I was wrong. Maybe we should have kept Kirk Cousins. Maybe, at least he wouldn't be hurt. At least we could focus on continuing to build our defense and get some wide receivers. We used to have wide receivers. Do you guys remember that? When we had Deshaun Jackson and Pierre Garçon, when we had Ryan Grant, who's probably still in the league somewhere else doing good shit. Do you remember Ryan Grant? He wasn't very good he wasn't really in the games at the beginning of the game, but when it was the third and fourth quarter, when Kirk Cousins needed to throw the ball to somebody, Ryan Grant showed up. Who on our football team this year has played as well as Ryan Grant did the last few years? And only he played, like I just explained to you. He wasn't on the field that much, but he was on the field in the end of the games when people were taking breaks and shit. He would come in the game and be a solid go-to receiver. Who on this football team is catching passes on the regular like our fourth, fifth string receiver did last year? We used to have receivers. Let both of them go. Let all of our receivers go. Bruce Allen has no idea what he's doing. And then any credit that you can give him, sitting here going, oh, he picked Allen and he picked Jerome Payne, and some of the picks that he's made, he gets credit for. But those aren't hard picks, man. Those aren't hard picks. Anyone with a brain could have made those picks. So he's done nothing but hurt this football team. He's got to go. If he doesn't go, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. We're gonna not go to football games. We're gonna sit here and just. Well, we can't even be 5-2. We can't even be 6-3 and be up here and be happy and chill out. Go watch my video where I forget who we beat and we were 5-2. I'm up here fucking complaining at how bad we played. I saw the huge gaping holes in our football team. And I didn't give a shit what our record is. If we're playing bad football, I'm not going to be happy. We can't even be 5-2, 6-3, and be happy as fans because we know this shit is going to. We're a dumpster fire. At some point, it's going to happen, and there's nothing going to change unless Bruce Allen. We know Dan Snyder is not selling the football team. And I honestly don't think Dan Snyder is one of the biggest issues. Yes, I take it back. He's hiring these people, so yes, it's an issue. But I've seen interviews with players talking about Dan Snyder, and I've heard people say nobody wants to win more, and there's no more passionate person, Redskins fan than Dan Snyder. And I believe those players when I saw that interview or whatever. Now, yes, Dan Snyder is retarded and he doesn't know what he's doing, but he has taken a back seat. Is letting Jay Gruden make the crucial decision of benching RG3 to start Kirk Cousins? He took a back seat to that? I'm sure that's not something that Dan Snyder was down for. So I think he's taken a back seat here recently. So if we can get someone who knows what the hell they're doing in charge here, maybe things are different. Maybe they're not. But guess what? We know what Bruce Allen is. And we can't sit here and keep beating our head against the wall. Something has to change, and it starts with him. But yeah, we can sit here and just go through a huge ass list of just shit that doesn't make sense, moves that we've made. The Clinton Dix move, wasn't it just us up here all the time going, man, Monte Nicholson, he's the best safety that we've drafted in a long-ass time. He's the best. He's had a few injury concerns, but when he's on the field, which is most of the time, he is a good-ass safety. Wasn't that just us? And then all of a sudden, we go out and we get Clinton Dix. I remember we went out and got Clinton Dix. I was for it because we gave up a fourth-round pick for him. I think, and he's a veteran. We can't, like I said, we already just went over how we can't draft safeties, and so I thought a fourth-round pick for him was a pretty good deal. But when we got him, I'll try to find this and I'll put it on the video if I can. My cousin's a Redskins fan. As soon as we acquired him or whatever, I go to his page and I'm like, hey, I shared it to his page and I'm like, hey, we just got Clinton Dix. I guess I don't know what that means for DeShazer Ever. I guess he's gonna take his role and he's gonna be gone. And my cousin goes, what are you talking about? Clinton Dix, he's gonna start. And I'm like, hold on a second. And he's like, no, yeah, he's like one of the best safeties in the league. I go look it up. Because I don't know that he's like the second or third ranked safety. I didn't know that. I mean, obviously I know who he is, and I know a lot about him, but I didn't know how well he was playing like right now. I didn't know that he was that highly ranked. So then I go and I look, and I'm like, hell yeah, I guess he is like the second or third, fourth best safety in the league. So I guess he's gonna start. But I was sitting there telling my cousin, I was like, why would we take Monte Nicholson off the field? We like what we have right now. I don't see why we would break up the meta of having DJ Swearinger and Monte Nicholson on the field. It's been working. Why would we mess with that? That's what I was sitting there talking to my cousin for, and he's the one who had to let me know right away. No, Clinton Dix, he's going to be a starter. And I was like, oh shit. And then now look what happened. I'm going to have to roll some footage from this Giants game of him, Clinton Dix, taking some of the worst angles I've ever seen. And there was one from the game before that too. Maybe I can find that and put it in here too. So I guess I'll just roll that shit now. Okay, and then after all that, let me show you Monte Nicholson. He had a play in this game. Let me show you that play. Roll it. Alright guys, so now that you've seen those clips, what guy looks like he wants to tackle someone, and what guy looks like he's scared to fucking death to tackle someone, and that's a safety's job? I just can't believe this shit. Even, I can't believe this shit, dude. They're just constantly the wrong moves by Bruce Allen. It's just undeniable, but Let's move on. Let's move on. You can't, that's enough. That's enough bashing of the organization or whatever. We can't do shit. We can't do shit. But sit back and hope. But yeah, Jay Gruden. Going back to Jay Gruden, the play calling. I mean, I just don't know what to think because just a couple years ago, just last year, this offense was the best part of our team. I don't care what you say. Kirk Cousins was distributing the ball around, helping playmakers make plays. Look at him over on the Vikings. Sure, their record ain't the best or whatever, but Adam Thielen got the most yards in the NFL or something like that. And guess what? Someone has to throw him the ball. Yes, Adam Thielen is very good at getting yards after the catch and stuff like that, but someone's still throwing that man the football. Someone is getting the ball to him. It's just like, we don't have any. Once we lost Kirk Cousins, this offense is dog shit. Even when we have we have a good running back. Our defense was playing well at the time, and in our defense, man, I don't understand what it is. you can go and look. In the first game, we held Saquon Barkley to how many yards rushing, and then now he had like over 100 some yards rushing in this game. What has changed from the first game to now? And in our defense, we don't have our defense is where we're mostly healthy, and I just don't understand what it is. Is it us not running the football on offense? Are we leaving our defense out on the field way too often because we're not running the ball and chewing the clock like we used to? I don't know. I don't know what it is. Is it scheme? I don't know. Is it Greg Minuski? Does he need to go? I don't know. Probably. I mean, if we're sitting here, we want Bruce Allen to be gone, all those guys are probably going to be gone. So, yeah, moving forward, we got to look forward to the Jaguars game. If we lose to the Jaguars, dude, man, that is a big turnaround for this football team. And it's easy. We can beat them easy. We have Adrian Peterson. They can't stop the run. I don't care if we run the ball all 3 downs for the entire game. I don't care. Give the best player on our team the football at this point. I'm not one of these people who want to lose just to get a better draft pick. I want to win. I don't want to lose to the Jaguars. You gotta be crazy to want to lose games, man. And we can easily beat these guys. All we need to do is get the ball to our playmakers. And, you know, people were talking about, you know, our receiving core sucks and stuff like that, and we need to change a bunch of shit about our team. And I want to go farther. I want to. Jordan Reed is now hurt. I don't know how bad his injury is, or if he's going to be able to play next week or whatever. But get his ass out of here too. I'm tired of Jordan Reed. All right. Jordan Reed also symbolizes the issue with this football team, which is health. If you can't stay on the goddamn football field, what is your worth? What is your worth? This has probably been one of the most healthy seasons we've had him. It sucks that we don't have any quarterback to get him the football though. But still, the guy got hurt again. He's probably going to miss a game or something like that. Regardless, he's missing time. Get his ass out of here. That's the type of thing that's wrong with this football team. That's the type of thing that's wrong with this football team. We need to draft one. We need to go back to basics. It's not hard. The shit that we need to do right now is not hard. Go back to basics. I want to start drafting defensive linemen and offensive linemen real high up in the draft. Over and over and over. I mean years. For years to come. You don't understand how hard it is to live here in Baltimore and sit there and watch Baltimore's offense be so goddamn painfully bad to watch for years and years and years with Joe Flacco. Years and years, their offense is dog shit. But guess what? They have a defensive line that always comes up in crucial situations. They just gave the Chiefs a run for their money. Their defense is no fucking joke, and I'm tired of seeing a defense lead a team, a really bad offense. I'm tired of seeing it. We can do that. But we need to have the right people in place to know who to draft, and we need someone who's going to draft. And I think that's why Doug Williams, I like Doug Williams, but I also don't think he's the smartest dude on the planet, all right? So he's going to need some help. But I think Doug Williams is the person who had us draft all these defensive linemen the past year or two. Because before the draft, I saw Doug Williams up there, you know, talking to the media and stuff like that, and he was the one harping on how bad our run defense was over and over and over. I didn't see Bruce Allen talking about it. I didn't see Jay Gruden talking about it. I didn't see anyone else talking about it. I saw Doug Williams do it. So let Doug Williams get in charge again. We need a pass rusher, which starts our new segment yet again. What did Preston Smith do today? Roll it. All right, guys. So Doug Williams, in my opinion, he's probably the guy who had us go defensive line heavy. And having those guys on the defensive line stop the run early in this season, even if they're not doing it now, even if they're not good right now, they were doing it. We know they can do it, and it transformed our team. So we need to continue going offensive line and defensive line heavy in the draft. If we need to do another Brandon Scherf type thing, go ahead, knock yourself out. Draft the best lineman high up. I don't give a shit. But that's where we need to start. We need to build in the trenches. We don't need to have the best quarterback of all time. If we have a running back and we have a good defensive line. Look at Baltimore. Lamar Jackson, in my opinion, is not as good as RG3 was coming out of college. He got hurt at the end of that football game. How long do you think he's going to be able to continue to run the football? And yeah, you're probably going to see RG3 later this season, or if they make the playoffs, you're going to see RG3 or Joe Flacco back as quarterback for the Ravens. You can't run the football like that. It's not going to work. You might help get that team to the playoffs, but they're going to still be relying on their defensive line to do most of the work and get turnovers. So another thing is this is really bad. This is really bad for Josh Norman, and it's really bad for DJ Swearinger. DJ Swearinger is probably my favorite Redskin now that Kirk Cousins is gone. But man, the way that he talks and stuff, man, like it's like a double-edged sword. You gotta live by it and die by the sword, man. And it's just like he talks so much shit constantly. Like I like it, but the thing is, when you're losing, he's still gonna be the same guy to talk shit. He's gonna be the same guy who's gonna be a loudmouth guy. Probably cause some issues with the football team and distance himself from the higher ups and shit like that. That's probably why he's been around so many different teams. Is because even when you're not a good football team and you still do that trash talking and running your mouth so much, it rubs people the wrong way and they're not gonna like you. So I really don't know. People could be gone, dude. Josh Norman, and the thing is, I don't want Josh Norman gone. I don't know. I take that back. I don't know what money he's gonna be due. What we're paying him is probably way too much. But what I'm saying is the play on the field that Josh Norman has given us, yes, he's looked pretty bad at times this season. But like I said, with the whole Bashaud Breeland thing, don't kid yourself. Don't fool yourself. Remember the past. We didn't have people who did what Bashaud Breeland did. Be physical, help in the run game, stop the run, just be a dog on defense. Who else do we have that's doing what Josh Norman... Since Josh Norman's been here, he's done a pretty damn good job of going up versus some of the best receivers in the NFL. So sometimes you need to worry about if you go that route and you get rid of someone, what is the place in backing this shit up? Who is going to take his spot? Because we don't have Bashaud Breeland anymore. What's his name? Fabian Moreau. Yeah, it's not looking good for him, dude. I haven't seen a lot of good shit out of him. And that was supposed to be kind of like Bashaud Breeland's replacement, pretty much. When we drafted him, that's what people were kind of saying. Yeah, he doesn't look good at all. Greg Stroman, he has his moments. But still, it's not going to help us if we let Josh Norman go. Like I said, I'm on the fence about it. I like the talent that he has. He's not the best by any stretch of the imagination, but it's hard to find good corners in this league. That's why I didn't want to let Bashaud Breeland go. And yeah, that's 30 minutes of ranting, so I don't know what else to say, guys. Hail to the Redskins. Let's beat these Jaguars. I think Josh Johnson, I think he can do it. I think he can. If he does what he did in this football game versus the Giants, and he doesn't make the mistakes. Another thing is the interception that he threw in the end zone when he was trying to throw the ball to Josh Doctson. You also have to go back and look. Josh Doctson caught the ball and ran to like the 2-yard line, got a 15-yard penalty for running his mouth or something like that. If it wasn't for that penalty, Josh Johnson probably doesn't throw that interception. And also, I like that Josh Johnson threw that football because it shows that he's like, all right, freaking our receiver that I was just talking about, Josh Doxson. He made 2 good catches for me. Might have even been the same drive. He gets the ball up to the 2-yard line, starts talking some smack and getting a penalty or whatever, but he's firing back. He's fired up. I like that you go back to him and say, "Hey, that's the guy I want to catch the football in the end zone." So I like that he made that decision. The throw is probably a bad throw, but I don't know. Regardless, I think he does give a spark to the football team. I do think we saw people rally behind him, so I think we could win this next football game. But who knows? We'll see. I'd much rather give the football to Adrian Peterson than see Josh Johnson throw the football, though. Because we know what Adrian Peterson can do if you give him the football enough times. So, yeah. See you guys in the next one. Peace.